Alright, what is going on guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today what we've got for you guys is another Gotham video. Now if you guys are not caught up with Gotham this season, spoiler warning, but if you are, let's continue. So other than the whole Jerome, Jeremiah, Joker thing going on in the last couple of episodes of Gotham, there's also been another character that seems kind of mysterious and is definitely pretty interesting, and one character that I kind of want to know more about. And that character is the character of Ecco, or the proxy that Jerome went after in the most recent episode. Now while watching through the most recent episode of Gotham for the first time, I came up with what I thought to be a pretty interesting theory surrounding the character of Ecco. Now I'm not the first to make a video on this topic or write an article about it. That credit would go to comicbook.com, who their article got, I would say, probably the most publicity on this topic, and I will definitely be referencing them throughout the rest of this video. But the theory that I want to go over today here is the theory that there's a possibility that Ecco could turn into a version of Harley Quinn later on down the line in this season of Gotham. So without any further ado guys, let's get into the theory. In the most recent episode of Gotham, or episode 17, we were introduced to a character who Jerome thought was Jeremiah's proxy at the company, but was actually some sort of bodyguard for Jeremiah known as Ecco. Now, throughout the episode, we didn't really see too much of this character, but from what we did see, she seemed to be at least somewhat skilled in hand-to-hand combat when she captured Jerome, as well as it seems like Jeremiah trusts her a lot, given that she is his bodyguard. And now, while this character didn't really ever exhibit any Harley Quinn-esque behaviors or tendencies or anything throughout the episode, I guess you could say she kind of resembles Harley Quinn a little bit, and you know, if they put on the, you know, the costume and the makeup and stuff, you know, she could actually end up looking a bit like Harley Quinn. And I feel like if they were to take the sort of whole thing where Jeremiah was saying that Ecco had devoted her life to him, kind of thing, and maybe if that were to be twisted, you know, that could end up becoming the sort of Harley Quinn Joker relationship if Jeremiah, you know, inevitably becomes the Joker, if, you know, her devotion to him is somehow twisted by possibly the laughing gas again, then, you know, that could possibly, you know, twist her thinking that, you know, she's devoted her life to him, not in a bodyguard way, but more in a, you know, Harley Quinn way, if you kind of know what I'm trying to say here. Now, if you really want to look kind of deep into it, the only scene that I could say from the most recent episode that she acted a bit like Harley Quinn in a way, I guess you could say, is in the scene where Jerome came after her because he thought that she was the proxy, and when he held the knife to her, she kind of like just smiled and shrugged it off. So, you know, I mean, Harley Quinn would, you know, smile and shrug it off in a lot more of a crazy way, but you know, she kind of took it in the most sane yet kind of crazy way at the same time. So, you know, if something were to happen, like what I think is going to happen with Jeremiah with the whole laughing gas thing, possibly pushing him over the edge and revealing the crazy tendencies that he has, you know, kind of buried deep inside of him, maybe if that were to happen to Ecco as well, then it could possibly bring out the whole Harley Quinn personality that may or may not be inside of her. But if Ecco does end up becoming Gotham's version of Harley Quinn, then they're definitely straying very far away from her comic book, TV show, anything really movie, anything origin that she's had in the past with her whole, you know, working at Arkham and then being involved with the Joker and then eventually being sort of twisted and stuff by the Joker. So, you know, this would definitely stray very far from that, kind of like they're doing with the Joker on Gotham. And that's kind of one thing that is something that maybe some people don't like too much about Gotham, but is something that I actually find very interesting about the show. And while I might not always agree 100% with how they're changing characters' origin stories, if you think of Gotham as more of an Elseworld story rather than an origin for the sort of whole Batman that we know and love from the comics or from movies and stuff like that, if you think of it just as its own origin story for an Elseworld version of this Batman universe, then it's definitely pretty cool how they are changing up some things and giving people new and original origin stories, and I just think that that's pretty interesting. So yeah, if they do end up doing this whole Ecco becomes Harley Quinn thing, then it obviously will be very different, but I feel like the Harley Quinn character will still be very similar to how she is in the comics or movies or TV shows when that character actually fully does appear on the show. But now I want to reference back to that comicbook.com article, and something pretty interesting with the article happened not too long after it was posted posted the night after the most recent episode came out, and the actual Gotham Twitter, the official Gotham Twitter, actually ended up retweeting this article to, everybody. So, it's pretty interesting that the official Gotham Twitter would actually retweet this article. I think it was titled something like, did Gotham just introduce Harley Quinn, or something like that. I'll link the article down in the description if you want to go read it fully for yourself. But, I think that's definitely pretty interesting that the official Gotham Twitter would, just retweet this article out of nowhere. So maybe people are on the right track. Maybe we're on the right track with thinking Ecco could become Harley Quinn. But at the end of the article, they also did bring up somewhat of a counter argument to the whole Ecco could be Harley Quinn thing. So maybe that's why Gotham retweeted it, because, maybe comicbook.com is on the right track with what they said there. And what they said there was that Gotham has been kind of adapting the No Man's Land comic arc throughout the majority of the season, and it seems like episode 22 or the finale will also be called No Man's Land. And in that No Man's Land comic arc, there was also a character named Ecco that could be kind of, you could draw some similarities between the Ecco from the No Man's Land comic and the Ecco on Gotham. In the comic book arc, Ecco was a assassin, and in the show, she's a bodyguard. So, kind of similar, kind of not really. But, Gotham could just be doing a version of this Ecco character. And while she's not very well known in the comics, they kind of introduce some obscure characters every once in a while. So, maybe Ecco won't be Harley Quinn, and she's just, an adaptation of the No Man's Land comic arc version of Ecco. But other than that, guys, do you think that Ecco will become a version of Harley Quinn on Gotham through the use of some laughing gas and sort of the twisting of her mind? Or do you think that she's just a different version of the Ecco character from the No Man's Land comic? I want to know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. But before I go, I did just want to mention some quick Arrow news here at the end of the video. So if you guys watch Arrow or are interested in Arrow news, definitely stick around for this news that came out pretty recently. So today, when I'm recording this video, they did announce that Colton Haynes, the actor who plays Roy Harper, will be returning to Arrow for season 7 as a series regular. So that's pretty awesome to hear. I really love the Roy character. I loved him back on the earlier seasons of Arrow, and he's great whenever he shows up as a guest on the show in the guest appearances, when he comes into Star City for an episode or two, and then, unfortunately he has to leave. But it's great to see that he will be in season 7, and, he will be back, and we're going to have some awesome original Team Arrow type stuff going on, most likely. So, that's pretty awesome to hear, and I'm definitely very excited for Roy to be a series regular in season 7. But other than that, guys, I want to know what you guys think about this all down in the comments below. Do you think that Ecco will become Harley Quinn, or she's just a version of the Ecco character from the comics? And are you excited that Roy is coming back to Arrow as a series regular during season 7? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.